is not loving me the way he should. Saying anything won't do me no good, 'cause I'm too far gone. Too far gone. The bills are strangling me again, getting blood from a stone. I think it's a sin. Well, I'm too far gone. Too far gone. Well, I'm not giving up, I'm just giving in, and I ain't losing either, but this ain't no way to win. I'm too far gone. Too far gone. Price is going up on gasoline. Boys and girls getting shot. God would have seen. Well, we're too far gone. Too far gone. Road rage reeling through the city streets. If you don't join them, baby, you should be beat. Well, we're too far gone. Too far gone. But I'm not giving up, I'm just giving in, and I ain't losing either, but this ain't no way to win. I'm too far gone. Too far gone.
Hi, I'm Nancy Commodores. Welcome to Cultural Connections. We're here at the Longacre House this afternoon with Jill Jack, one of the most wonderful performers in Michigan, I have to say. Jill, I'm one of your fans, as you well know. And we're looking forward to our show tonight. We're having one of our first coffee house shows here at the Longacre House, and the calls have just been coming in, and I know it's going to be packed. Yes, it's going to be great. And I'm just thrilled that you will do this for us here at the Longacre House.
Well, obviously, I have a lot of great memories from Longacre House already. This building is so beautiful. I fell in love with it the first time I walked in, and as you know, I was married here 2.5 years ago, and it was so special to me. And then so much so that when my brother got engaged to one of my really good friends who I set him up with, they got married here in December of last year. So it's just, like I said, it brings back happy memories, and I think when I got the call, I thought it was a beautiful idea. More and more people want to get out of the club scene and want to hear good music and find places where they can just truly enjoy it as a listening experience. And I think Longacre's a perfect place for it. And when you said it, I was like, I'm in, absolutely. So it would be great.
Well, that was a thrill for us when you said yes. And I knew that you had the connection with Longacre, but I too feel like this is just the perfect setting for a coffee house. Mm-hmm. It's just such a quaint atmosphere and the warmth, and it's perfect for your style of music too.
Exactly, exactly.
Yeah. So how would you define your music, Jill, for people who may have not heard you yet?
Well, because we live in a day and age where you have to box it into a certain genre. I have won 24 Detroit Music Awards over the years, and it's been in 3 different genres. So it goes to say that my music does bleed into a lot of different areas. I have folk, is what I would say is my base. If you see full band, you'd say it was a folk rock band. Mm-hmm. I'm a singer-songwriter, obviously, and also it blends into country. I've won country awards, and I've also won pop awards. So it just kind of goes all over. And there's people, the blues lovers say there's blues in there too. I'm like, whatever makes everybody happy. I think there's a new term, not so new, but Americana. And I think that is a great genre to be in, because you can spread your wings a little bit. You're not so limited into a country sound or a folk sound, but you're accepted for basically all of the above. And so that's what I say, I'm Americana.
Well, that's great. Mm-hmm. That's probably why you have such a wide fan base.
Correct.
Yes, and it's great to hear from these people. They're thrilled that you're coming too, and I feel like we always have had a special connection. You've performed at Heritage Park also, which is another great location.
What a great, I still get response from that. There's YouTube videos from, I think there was an older couple that held up a paper plate and asked me to sing Somewhere Over the Rainbow. And our band had never done it before, and so we kind of flew by the seat of our pants, and we did it that night. And people still talk about that they were there and they love it. And now I get requests for it all the time. I'm like, let's hope the band remembers what they did that night.
I remember that.
Yeah, it's beautiful, beautiful. And it's such a great stage. And the people are just in a great mood when they come out there. And I love it, yeah.
Told you, baby, one more time, don't make you sit all alone and cry when it's over. I know, but I can't let go. I'm like a fish out of water, cat in a tree. You don't even want to talk to me when it's over. I know, but I can't let go. It won't take me back when I come around. Says it's all and then it puts me out. I got a big chain around my neck and I'm broken down like a train wreck when it's over. I know, but I can't let go. Oh, I got a candle that burns so bright in my window every night when it's over. I know, but I can't let go. You don't like to see me hanging around, feel like I'm a shot, didn't fall down. Well, it's over. I know, but I can't let go. It won't take me back when I come around. Says it's sorry, then it puts me out. I got a big chain around my neck and I'm broken down like a train wreck when it's over. I know, but I can't let go. That's Billy Brand. Go on. Turn off trouble like a turn off a light. Went off, left me, it just ain't right when it's over. I know, but I can't let go. Oh no, no, round every corner, something I see leads right back how it used to be. Well, it's over. I know, baby, I can't let go. It won't take me back when I come around. Says it's sorry that it puts me out. I got a big chain round my neck and I'm broken down like a train wreck. Well, it's over. I know, but I can't let go. Oh, no, no, it won't take me back when I come around. Says it's sorry that it puts me out. I got a big chain round my neck and I'm broken down like a train.
Yeah, to be surrounded by that park, and of course that's the park that is surrounding Longacre House as well.
Exactly.
So we're all part of that. But now most of the songs that you record are ones that you've written yourself.
Yes, everything I have on 7 CDs now. Maybe there's only 3 songs on it in total that I had not written, which Favorite Things is one of them. I did Summertime, that's Gershwin, and on my newest CD, Isn't It Loverly, and that was from My Fair Lady. So it has to be really special for me to put it out there and make sure that I do a good job and not offend the original writer.
Well, when you do write your own songs, where do you find your inspiration? And obviously your family and the love you have comes out in your songs. But
well, surprisingly, it's hard to write about, for me anyway, not every songwriter, but I rarely write about the people in my family. Yeah. There are a few songs on my new CD that pertain to my daughter, pertain to my mother. But other than that, and I had to write one for my husband because he kept saying, aren't you going to write me? But I have this ongoing joke that every time I wrote a song about a man I was dating, he'd break up with me.
Oh.
So I would never.
Good reason behind that.
So until we were married and the ring was on my finger for a long time, he's like, I think we're safe now. So I wrote it's called My Valentine.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, well, the Valentine song, and so it's perfect for this weekend.
Yes.
And but normally inspiration, it's strange. Songwriting for me is a gift, and there's no doubt that I'm not in charge of it. You know, I have a huge faith base, and I believe God gives me the songs, or He has somebody up there going, give her another one. Mm-hmm. Because they'll come to me at the strangest times. I wrote a song called Tumbleweed while I was vacuuming. I wrote a song called Virgil Green on one of my albums that I heard somebody say the name. Technically, they didn't even say the name, but that name, you know, struck a chord in my brain. Next thing you know, this whole entire song story came out about an older man who lost his family in a fire, and he was a gardener. And I mean, you just don't know. I think you have to be open, which is very hard as a songwriter because you're also very sensitive. So you feel a lot. You feel a lot of emotion, a lot of pain, a lot of beauty, and you take all that, and then it comes out in a song. And actually, when you're writing, for me, I get lost. I write the song, and then all of a sudden I look up, and time has passed, but I don't know where I've been after I wrote it. And usually I get warm. It's all sorts of things. It's a great experience to write a song. My heart palpitates faster, and I don't know, it's just really cool.
I know when you're involved in the creative process, no matter what it is, visual arts or whatever, you just, like you say, you kind of block out the rest of the world. And I think that's one of the stress reducing factors
absolutely. I'm
the
so
creative
glad
process.
I have that.
Yes.
It's a saving grace in the world that we live in today, to be able to escape and go to these places, and then to be able to perform them again. You actually kind of relive them every time. So you put yourself back in that place where you wrote it, and then you get to go back in hiding for a little while. And then you come out and you're like, oh, there's people watching. I better say thank you.
Well, that's one of the things I love about the concerts, and our Cultural Arts Division does a lot of different concerts. Every time when I see people leaving, that look on their face that they've had a wonderful time.
Yes.
They've lost themselves in the music, and they've spent that whole evening in another place, and they go out with that wonderful feeling in their hearts. And I know tonight I'll see that too as they leave. So it's a gift that you give to everyone else, Jill.
Well, my father had told me once, our band had gotten in an argument one time backstage, and we all came out really grumpy, and my father happened to be, and there were some important, influential people that were out there that we were trying to impress at the time, and we were all grouchy, and it was written all over my face. And my dad came up to me after, and he said, my dad's like one of those E.F. Hutton, he says something and you listen. He said, people come out, they don't come out to see your problems. They come out to forget theirs. And from that day forward, no matter what happened, I've sung after friends have passed away. I've had emotional issues sometimes where I've had to go on stage anyway, or I've been sick. And I take that into consideration, that those people are coming to forget their problems for a couple hours. And if I can do that and make people happy, then I have no regrets in life. That means I've done my job.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
Can I ask you about my favorite song, which is Watch Over Me?
Yes.
I love that song, Jill. I play that whenever I need it. It's a great song. How did that come about?
It was strange. I was at my guitar player's house, and I felt, some people think I'm a quack, but I felt a presence next to me. And my guitar player's father had passed away, and I just wondered if I was picking up his vibe still, or, and then I just thought about angels, and how I think no matter what your religion is, we all have angels watching over us. We all have, either past relatives or something, just, that voice you hear in your head, like look up if you, have to stop fast in a car or something. And Watch Over Me was at a time where my career was just beginning. I was beginning as a solo artist. It was on my first album. And my life was taking a whole new meaning, and a journey that I was very afraid it wasn't safe. It was something totally different. And I had to rely strictly on my angels to guide me in the right place. And my favorite part is in the bridge, where I write about basically, not sure if I have the faith, or I'm angry because things aren't going as well or something, but knowing that that angel will protect me and get me out of bed every morning and put me back on the journey and just keep making me work hard. And that song actually has been used in rehabilitation for,
Really?
it was this is where the angels come in, because I had just picked up my CDs from Ann Arbor where we had them manufactured. And a man came up to me, he was a young guy, 18 years old, maybe 20 something. And he said, I overheard you talking, this is your first CD, huh? And I said, yeah, and you're the first one you'll ever get it. And I handed it to him, and I said, free of charge. And about a month later, I got an email from his father that his son had been in a car accident, and he was injured and paralyzed. And he had to do rehabilitation. His father had started this program where music would stimulate, and he asked if he could use Watch Over Me, and that was the beginning of their foundation.
Oh my goodness.
So that's how you just know you're supposed to do what you're supposed to do,
That's wonderful. That is just quite a story. Now I enjoy that song even more every time I hear it.
I still get a request for it every night.
I'm sure you do. I hope you'll play it tonight.
Oh, I will, for sure, for you.
Good. Thank you very much.
Sure.
Thank you. I'll be waiting for it. That's great.
Since an angel gathered around me, sitting softly by my side, feel the warmth of the presence. Take my hand, be my guide. Then I kneel right down and I pray, watch over me, watch over me, watch over me, watch over me. And I'll wake in the nighttime, feeling scared and all alone. I beg the angel, come and hold me, rock me gentle or start slow. Then I kneel right down and I pray, watch over me.
Well, tell me about your new album. You have 7, you said.
Yes, 7 CDs out.
7 CDs. And so this one was recorded in an old building in Heartland?
Yes, an 1800s old building in Heartland Music Hall. And it's a 200-seater, and I'd fallen in love with the place, similar to like how I like Long Acre. And they'd never recorded anything there. They weren't sure how it was going to turn out, and neither was I. But everything fell into place, and I thought if it was meant to be, it'll happen. Don't get me wrong, it was a ton of work. I had a 9-piece band to rehearse, brought a producer down from Nashville to direct. Had about $20,000 worth of sound equipment we had to bring in there and hope that it worked. And then on top of it, this was to be recorded in front of a live audience over 2 nights. So 1, they had to show up, and 2, they had to like it, because it was all music that had never been recorded, and some of them had never been performed before live. So it was a huge risk, but after recording year after year, if I don't challenge myself, my audience won't be challenged. If I get bored, my audience is going to get bored. And I just like to make it hard on myself. So
No, you like to grow. You like to grow.
Yes, I like to grow. Meanwhile, I lost tons of sleep, and my poor husband had to put up with a ton of stuff. But it turned out fabulous, and I'm so excited. And it was released in Michigan in December, and it's going national next week. So as soon as the promoter gets all the CDs, which he should have in hand today.
Oh, that's really exciting.
Very excited, very excited.
And the one piece that you did with your daughter.
Yes.
What a very nice thing to share.
Well, the audience has seen Emma grow up. I mean, she comes up to me all the time. She's like, Mom, these ladies keep talking to me like I know them. And I'm like, well, they kind of do know you, but not in the sense that you know. But she's been performing with me on and off since she was 8. And she's got the gift. I mean, there's no doubt about it. She gets standing ovations more than I do. But she's been performing a lot more with me, and her boyfriend now is performing with us as well with his guitar, and they get up and I'll give him a couple songs too. But this one I thought, Isn't It Lovely, is such a beautiful song from My Fair Lady. And with her and I, it was a song, I was a single parent for a very long time with her, and the two of us have a bond, and that song just kind of, I don't know, it connects us even more, so.
All I want is a room somewhere far away from the cold night air, with one enormous chair. Oh, wouldn't it be lovely? Lots of chocolates for me to eat, lots of coal making lots of heat, warm face, warm hands, warm feet. Oh, wouldn't it be lovely? Someone's head resting on my knee, warm and tender as he can be, who'll take good care of me. Oh, wouldn't it be lovely, 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 lovely? Oh, wouldn't it be lovely? Good night, everybody. Take care.
Well, it's a great album. I can't wait to hear it.
Thank you.
It sounds perfect, especially in that setting. Like you said, similar to Longacre. You can kind of get inspired by that cozy quaintness of the surroundings.
You know what?
can't
You walk in and everybody's relaxed already.
Yeah.
You know, so that's the easy part. We have a DVD, so if you weren't able to attend, it's there. And there's one song on there called "The Wall Street Crash," and I had the audience sing along with me, and I was like, boy, I hope they sing, because this is not going to be good for the recording if they don't. And they did, and it sounded terrific. So, yeah, I think all in all, I'm about comfort. I'm about simple. I wonder sometimes why I'm not larger exposure-wise, but on the other hand, I think this is my year to do that. But because it is, what my music does is it makes people feel good. I want that to be represented wherever you see me. You know, I want you to feel like you're sitting on my couch in my living room, and just the two of us are hanging. That's what I'd like to present to my audience, and I think it works.
It does work. They feel that. They feel that. I always say when a performer is comfortable on stage, you know, the audience just connects with that, and it just makes a perfect union between the two. And you seem to always be able to pull in your audiences, even on the Hill and Heritage when we had 1,200 people maybe. It's
yeah,
still,
but we bonded.
Yes, oh, you did. You really did. You still had that personal touch, and of course they've been asking ever since. You know, when's she coming back? And
well, we'd love to do it again. It was such a great night. I remember even the evening was beautiful, and the stars were out, and it was nice. And there was some great people in the front row, and just everybody was really supportive. So that was really great. You know, it's an energy thing. You bounce it to them, they bounce it back. The show will work. You know, for sure.
So can you tell us, kind of rounding it out here, can you tell us one of your best experiences as a performer?
Oh,
favorite
boy.
memory, maybe?
Gosh, there's so many. You know, geez, I can't narrow it down. There's a few, there's a little place up north. I guess I'll use this one, but I mean, I opened for Loretta Lynn. Meeting Loretta Lynn was phenomenal.
Yes.
Performing at Meadowbrook. Those kind of things are big, and there's something that you always want on your resume. But then there's these little ones where you've touched someone so simple that stands out. And this one pops in my head. I wrote the song "Live Like There's No Tomorrow" a couple days before we were performing at a place called Ayton Place. It's in the middle of nowhere. I shouldn't say that, but it's in Boyne City. It's a couple who has a bed and breakfast, and they turned their barn into a venue of 150-seater. I've been selling that out for 3 years now. They actually built an overhang because people would pay even if they couldn't sit in the barn. They would sit outside the barn just to listen to the music. Wow. So the last time we had over, 300 people there, and really it's only 150-seater. But I performed the song, and I said, I'm a little nervous performing it. It's the first time after I just wrote it. It's kind of like being naked in front of your audience. So even if you don't like it, just clap. You know, I was joking. Well, I performed it, and I got a standing ovation for the song, which then made me cry. But this older man came up to me, and he had tears just streaming down his face. And he said, "You have such a gift. Just keep going." And he said, that song touched me like nothing ever has. And this man was in his 70s. So it's things like that. It's not big, you know. I mean, I've been in front of 17,000 people. I've been in front of, you know, larger audiences with big names. But it's those little things and those emails that I get from fans and the experiences and the people that you meet along the way that accumulate into one big ball of hope that keeps me moving. And so I guess that's the answer I'm going to give you.
Well, that's a great one. That is a great one. And I think that's an important way to show how you feel about the people that you perform
Yes,
for.
it's my fuel. It
Yes.
definitely keeps me going.
That's great. Jill, do you think it's important that cities have venues like the Longacre House and use them in this way, and the amphitheater and so on for concerts?
Absolutely. What I found with success, especially in the last like 3 or 4 years, we songwriters have been having more opportunities to do what they call house concerts. And house concerts are basically, just different people very interested in music, but wanting to present it so that the artist can be heard, the people are comfortable, they're close to home. And this kind of venue in a city, in each city, is a way to build your fan base, but without battling a bar venue, a larger venue. You can get an intimate viewing of the artist, while the artist can also get to know their fan base, and you just keep building one by one. So yes, I encourage this. I think that we live in such a homogenized world in the music industry. You're fed the same kind of music. They don't challenge the listener as much. These kind of opportunities give your community a chance to see outside of the homogenized box, to see what else there is to offer. And you'll find that, it challenges the listener and they like it. And the artist is happy and everybody's happy, so it works great.
And of course it's live. I think that makes
Live
such a
is
difference.
perfect.
Everything is electronic these days, and you
Oh, I
can get
know.
anything you want on the computer, but to come out and actually hear a live performance, there's nothing else like it.
No, it's in
totally
a
different.
stripped down way as well. I did one in another city, and we sold. I just was so shocked. We sold out. We had to turn people away, and it was just me and my guitar for 2 hours. I told stories and songs, and people came up one after another saying what a beautiful experience it was, what a night they'll never forget. I got emails for weeks about it. People are hungry for the real thing. They're hungry not for reality TV. They're hungry for the raw, real thing, which if communities can provide these opportunities, more power to you. That'd be great. I'm all for it.
Yeah, I know we have people that come up and just give us big hugs after every performance, and just strangers, just say, thank you for doing this.
Right.
Thank you for doing this for our community. So
Exactly. And it's more inexpensive, so that
right.
people can, they could bring their family, and they can come out on a date. It doesn't, kill them expense-wise. And so it's perfect. I think it's great.
Jill, with American Idol and everything that's going on nowadays, I think a lot of youth think that may be the way to get out there. If they don't want to go that route, what would you advise them to do?
It's funny because when American Idol first came out, I banned it from my house. And my daughter's like, everybody's watching it. Why can't I watch it? And I said, because it's not the real thing. But as it grew, and they did start producing some amazing artists, you can't deny that Carrie Underwood has an amazing voice. But what I think is one of the most exciting parts about who I am today is the blood, sweat, and tears I had to put into my career in order to make myself who I am and what I write about. For a young artist that doesn't want to go that route, or even goes that route and doesn't get to the finals or whatever, the number one word I have for them is perseverance. Nothing ever comes if you don't work hard. And the up-and-coming musicians, the dreamers, have it better now than, say, 20 years ago, where you had to have a record label to even get, to be picked up from a record label, to get your music out. We have the internet. Anybody can make a CD. You can buy, music equipment now, and you can have a home studio. Hopefully your dad's rich, but no. But the bottom line is it's much easier now. But my number one thing, I have what's called Jill's Biz Consulting, and what I do is I consult younger people who want to come in to the business, and I tell them where to start, the important PR things that they need to know, the marketing things. It's all about marketing. Sure. But the number one thing is to stay true to yourself. If you are looking to see what Joe Schmo's doing on the right, then you're losing momentum on yourself. You have to figure out who you are, stay true to it. There's going to be people that like you, and there's going to be people that hate you. But if you're true to yourself, that will pay off in the long run. If you try to be somebody else, your audience is going to see through it. The music industry is going to see through it. And sooner or later, you're going to fall apart because you can't keep that up. So stay true to yourself. Work on your craft. Believe in yourself even when you don't. Fake it till you make it. All those things come into play. And if you go to my website, jilljack.com, look at Jill's Biz Consulting, and I can help you out with that too.
Jill, if people want to learn more about you and your recordings, do you have a website?
Yes, absolutely. They can find me at jilljack.com. You can purchase my CDs there. You can also purchase it at cdbaby.com as well. And obviously there's Facebooks and all the MySpace and all that, which everything that you need to know about me is at jilljack.com.
Thank you so much for being here with us
Sure.
today, and I'm looking forward to tonight once more, and hopefully we'll make this a regular thing.
Oh,
at the Longacre
absolutely,
House,
and
so
count me in whenever you want me.
That's great. Well, thanks a lot, Jill.
Thank you. Good to
Okay.
see you again.
Thank you. And thanks to all of you for joining us on Cultural Connection.
Love the way you read my mind, the way you tell me things are fine, the way you look into my eyes. I know that life will be just right, 'cause you love me. You walk right into my day, swear it'll never be okay. Then I saw you look my way, realize you're here to stay, and you love me. Love comes at such a cost, but you're priceless to me. I've opened up my heart to you, and you set my soul free. Where there's been pain, you put hope in its place. I never ever thought I could ever feel this same. When I go to sleep at night, thank the Lord with all my might for bringing you my Valentine, making everything just fine. 'Cause you love me. You love me.